Brooklyn and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be the first installment in my colour analysis makeup routines video. This one is for winters. So you've discovered your winter by getting your colours done by a colour analyst, if I could speak properly, analyst. And you're looking for how to update your makeup routine and colours to complement your winter colouring and your wardrobe. So you've come to the right place. This look is an everyday look. You can build up and make it more nighttime appropriate or tone it down if you don't like this much makeup, but I've just done more of an everyday look that will be suitable for winter. And in this video I've given you lots of recommendations for eyeshadows, cheek products, mascaras, eyeliners, lip colours that's going to really work well for colouring and bring out your most authentic, happy, bubbly self that we all want to be. So I'll come in close to show you what the makeup looks like. Very icy, so it's very icy, it's very bright, but still daytime appropriate. Us winters, I'm between a winter and a summer. I think I align more with the winter palette, but the only thing I don't have, which most colour analysts think, is the dark hair, like the contrast. If I had the contrast, I would 100% be a winter, but I identify more as a winter, but my contrast levels are more aligned with the summer palette, so like the cool summer. But yes, just putting that out there. But this look is very winter appropriate, for like everyday appropriate for winter colours. So if you're a winter used to more icy, bright, cool tone colours that have a bit of depth to it, you can pull off like lighter colours too, but your main thing is your cool tone and your brightness, and whatever subgroup you're put in, where that's bright winter, which I think I am. There's cooler true winter and then there's deeper dark winter. I'm more looking to the 12 colour analysis palette, but there's a 16 one. I can do a whole video on that, but just if you want to see how to get this look and recommendations I give you for winter, just keep on watching. Okay, so I've got all my base makeup and eyebrows already on. I've also got a plumping tinted lip gloss on my lips. So I'm going to start with doing the eyeshadow. So for a winter, I would always recommend going for something cool tone. So you want to look for like cool like greys, cool tone browns, taupes for like a neutral shadow, and adding a bit of depth in there. If you can get a nice little palette that has loads of tones, like especially cool tones, I would get this. So this one's actually a really good affordable option. I'm not sure they sell this in Primark, but you can get different eyeshadow palettes that are similar to this. Hang on, I'll shut that door so it will. So you can actually buy similar palettes to this in different makeup shops. I would recommend looking for palettes that are described as like smoky, smolder, like cool tone neutrals is what you should be looking for. And this palette is really well loved. It's battered. I've had it for 3 years, and as you can tell, there's loads of cool tone. This palette is majority cool tone. There's loads of like cool tone mattes and shimmers. This palette will be great for an everyday look and also for a night out, so it will cover all occasions when you want something neutral, and you can either build them up or like have them more natural. So from natural looks to really dramatic looks, this palette has it. And this would work for summers too, but it is more geared towards winters because you can tell how kind of vibrant them colours, like especially them silvers and whites and all are, how kind of like bright they are. But again, it can work for both summers and winters. I love this palette, and I love especially that icy white colour. It's perfect for like an everyday look for the lid, the brow bone and the inner corners. And I do love that, like that brown, that grey. I would say both of them would be good for your winter, but more so the grey to really bring out and complement the cool tones that you have in your skin. So I'm just going to grab some brushes here. So let me see. And with this look, it's going to be a simple everyday look. So for a night out, you just add some more like depth, a couple more colours. For me, with this palette, I do 2 colours, but on night out, I do about 3 or 4 colours. But I'm just going to focus on an everyday look. So I'm taking my trusty Poundland eyeshadow brush, crease brush. I'm going to use this lovely medium type grey colour for my crease shade and outer V shade. I'm just going to swirl the brush in a little bit, tap off the excess, and I'm going to grab my mirror to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to start this in like the outer V there and just pat it in, and then I'm going to take whatever's left on the brush and take it into the crease. And you just want to work with whatever makeup works for your eye shape, but this is going to give you some depth too. This colour isn't too pale. I'm taking more of it. It's not too pale. It's not going to be too wishy-washy for you. Now you can blend out, have it natural looking, or you can build it up to have that depth. As winters, we do need to have depth in our makeup, even if it's an everyday look. Having that depth to match our natural contrast levels is going to be needed. Or if you are like a blonde winter and you look better with contrast, adding that contrast in your makeup is going to bring your features to life. So I'm just blending it right up just to create that gradient. So it's giving me a good bit of contrast. I'm just doing the same on the other eye. Again, just working on the other V and then taking it into the crease area. And then I'm going to start to buff it further up the crease so to create that gradient. So the main part of the darkness is going to be the outer V and then into that deep crease, and then blend it up towards the brow bone to create that gradient and that contrast that we as winters need. I'm taking more because we need that depth. And this palette is really good. The quality, I am impressed for how cheap this palette is. It is really good quality. Like the shadows build and blend so well. And what more can you want? I'm taking some more of that colour, tapping off the brush, and I'm going to squash the brush like this and do the underneath to give a more uniformed look and to create a little bit of depth under here. I am going to be going in with a black eyeliner in a minute, but I'm just creating that bit of depth first with the eyeshadow. And I'm just going to touch up in here. So it should look like that, pretty much. So it is perfect for us winters, that grey, and you could use like the brown shade too if you didn't want to go really grey. So once that whole like the crease work and everything's done with the eyeshadow, I am going to take this flat brush. I think it's like an eBay brush. I've had this brush for donkey's years. I've had that Poundland brush too. All the brushes in my brush roll I've had for absolute years and they still work amazingly. But I'm going to take, I love this one and this one, but I'm going to take this one because it's brighter. I'm just going to swirl my brush into it. This is like a lid brush, so it's perfect for like doing your brow bone, doing your lid, and just to get a good bit of colour. Like, look at that. That's just beautiful. It's perfect for a winter, like a nice icy white eyeshadow for an everyday look. It's going to match your chroma really well. Like, this colour is so bright. I'm just placing it where I haven't used that crease colour. Now I am going to go slightly higher up just to create that really popped look, just to give myself some, like, just right in, see where my eye curves, if you can see that, right up here, in like a half cut crease style. So, and look how beautiful that looks. It just pops out. So yeah, if you want something neutral for winter, instead of going for the champagnes or the golds, which are going to look off on your skin tone, unless you can put off both, but I would always recommend cool tone. So this, or even like a nice icy light pink would be good, but I would always recommend for every day just doing the silvers and the whites for like your lid colour, or even like a taupe, like a shimmery taupe colour, I would say. But for the chroma, like the brightness you need, icy white is the best. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering or talking really fast. I'm in a rush as always, as per usual. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing on that eye. Taking more of that. And I've hit Pan Mastery on that eyeshadow. It's just a lovely colour. I just can't get enough of that one. And I'm just doing what it did. Following that curve. This is like very early 2000s glam too, like that type of like icy white shadow. Taking some more for my inner corners and my brow bone, so doing the inner corner here, and you really want to emphasize that to bring that brightness to your face. So here, taking more for the other side. And look how bright that looks. It looks gorgeous. Then I'm taking some for my brow bone. So you want to just go right underneath your eyebrows, like here, your brow bone, and just sweep it along. Just really make sure eyes lift too. It gives you that brightness, and it also makes your eyebrows like lift up and look more youthful, which we all want, especially if we get to over a certain age. So I'm doing the same thing on the other brow bone. Just working that right underneath. I just love that. Absolutely love that. And that's your eyeshadow pretty much done. I need to change this bed, so if it looks messy, I'm going to change today, but I have to get this video done because I want to start doing a series and not forget about it. So yes, eyeshadow is done. Come up close. I am going to take a little wee brush, just my under eye setting brush, just to get rid of any fallout, but that looks perfect, especially for winter. I forgot to grab my eyeliner, so I have to scrap it here now. So I would recommend for eyeliner, like either if you use pencil, I always use pencil. Sometimes I use liquid, but usually I just reach for a good inky pencil. But I would recommend going for like the blackest option, so either black or like jet black or black is black. But this one I've been using for years. It is the Rimmel Scandaleyes Waterproof Kohl Pencil in the shade 001 Black. It's well loved. This is only like £4 or something like that. It's so cheap from the drugstore, and this will last all day. It goes jet black, and it's going to match your contrast level and bring some contrast to your face. So that's what it looks like. You can tell how black it is. I would always recommend, if you're a winter, to go for black over brown. You can wear brown if you prefer that, but for us winters, we need that. I'm just doing a simple line. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. We need that contrast. So having black is going to be the most flattering for us, because it's going to bring out our features and match the natural brightness and depth and contrast that's in our features. Just like a nice simple black line. You can do a wing too, just depends what you prefer. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to do the exact same on the other eye. So that's what it should look like. So I'm going to take this for my lower lash line. I used to line with waterline years ago, but I find doing my lower lash line makes my eyes look bigger and shows off the shape and adds that contrast. So I'm just going to do a simple line on my lower lash line. Okay, just like that. So that needs sharpened, so it's a bit thicker than what I normally have it, but I don't mind it being this thick, to be fair. But you can see how much contrast that pencil eyeliner does give you, and as a winter, just to make your whole features pop and to bring everything out and complement your whole colouring. So yeah. Again, for mascara, which I'll get onto once I've done my cheeks and like my cheek makeup, a bronzer and highlighter. But for mascara, I'd always recommend going for black, or like the blackest black you can get, because it's going to really give you that contrast and really complement your natural high chroma, medium to high contrast. So yes, I'm going to just do my cheek makeup now. Okay, so I'm going to do my bronzer contour. So for winter, for bronzers and contours, you want to try to stick neutral to cool. I always go for neutral because I do like to have like a slight warmth from my face. If I haven't mentioned before, I think I'm between a summer and a winter, but I feel like my contrast level matches up with summer, but with like the colours that I feel most live in is the winter palette. So yes, I'm going to be using this Primark PS bronzing powder, and this one is in the shade Cinnamon. And you do get a brush with this bronzer, like it's like the hula dupe, but I'm going to use my own brush with that, as I always do. So I'm going to take my Makeup Obsession angled contour brush to apply this bronzer. So that's the colour. So it does look quite warm toned. It isn't too warm toned on the skin, but I'm just going to swirl my brush into it a little bit, tap it off, grab my mirror. I also like this bronzer, but it's more for like a bronzer and not so much a contour. So I'm just gonna do the cheekbones. So start with the cheekbones, tap it on, blend it in, and then do the sides of my forehead. I just like to create this sculpted look to my face because I do feel like I need a lot of help with sculpting my face out. And then I'm just gonna take a good bit more of that for my jawline, my chin and jawline, so under here, and then just gonna blend it down my neck. Then I'm taking some just for like behind, in front of the ears, not behind the ears, but just that wee bit here, because I find if I do define that, it creates more of a sharper jawline and just looks more put together. So I'm just gonna take the rest of what's ever left over onto my neck, and then taking more for like the cheekbone and then down the nose. Gonna do the same on the other side. This bronzer is like really, really good. It's buildable too, and it was so cheap. I got it last year and I absolutely love it. But you use the bronzer, contour, whatever way you feel comfortable and whatever way it complements your face, because everyone's face shape and everything is different, so it just depends on what you like. Taking more of that for my jawline. And then just blending that down. Alexa, time.
It's 5:27 p.m.
My neck. I forgot to actually mention, and it's probably like an elephant in the room, I do have like a lip gloss on. It's more like a lip gloss stain. I put that on because my lips were quite dry and I wanted to plump them too, so I did. I was telling you lies this whole video. You could obviously see I had something on my lips. But hey ho. But yeah, the bronzer's done. What I like to do as well is like take my powder brush and just buff my forehead bronzer just to kind of create a seamless look. So yes, bronzer's done and I'm going to go on to my blush. So where is it? It's here. So I am using this one. So it's like the MCO Beauty or MCO Beauty Red PH blush. Now for winters, for blush, I would recommend cool tones. So light pink, like bright fuchsia pink. Think like a berry red or a red that has cool tone to it, like a cherry blush. Anything that's like sort of like the strawberry vibes, cherries, berries, reds, pinks. So if you're like paler than me, MCO Beauty does have like a pink blush, like the light pink blush. They're pretty much dupes of the Dior blushes. But this one is like the red one I loved using because it is so good for like winters, maybe even summers too, but it has that type of like cool toned berry red vibe to it. So think cool toned and bright blushes are going to be your best friend. So I'm using my Unicorn blush brush, which I've had for like 9 years, taking a few wee taps of this. And I'm just going to apply it onto my cheeks. So up little cheeks and swiping up. And I love how like it gives me that natural berry red flush to my cheeks, which I love. So yeah. And you can build this blush up and like sheer it out, so it's good for like day and night time, which is lovely. So I can do a lot of different occasions. I like to build mine up. I think I've got some sort of blush blindness, but I don't care. So I'm just going to do the other side. Okay, so blush it on and look how much that complements the whole makeup look. Yes, blush blindness, but it complements the whole makeup look. And with the highlighter helps it blend all in and look seamless, so trust the process. For highlighters, I would always recommend for winters something icy, something cool toned, and even like a nice light pink highlighter is going to be lovely on you too, but depending on your skin tone. Now you could get away with champagnes or something that's not too warm champagne, more like, I would say more like an ivory you can work with, or like a sandstone type of like highlight for deeper skin tones. But icy shade, especially if you are like a paler winter, pale to medium skin tone winter, like some icy, like a white highlighter, I would say. This one is Makeup Revolution and this one's in Diamond Bomb. I got this as a Christmas gift set, like not last year but the year before, but I love it, and I'm using my Unicorn highlight brush, taking a good amount of this on, and just watch how beautiful this goes for winters. It's icy, look at that. It's icy, it's bright. It gives the most beautiful ethereal glow, and it really goes well with like cool tone blushes as well. Look at that. So you don't have to be too careful with highlighter when you are a winter, because you suit really icy blinding highlight, you suit that brightness because you do have it naturally in your features, and you pull off them colours really, really well. And take some down the bridge of your nose and onto the Cupid's bow. Just look how much it complements the blush too. It just looks beautiful. Yeah, I do. It looks more harsher on camera, my blush blindness, but in real life it doesn't look that harsh, do you know what I mean? It looks like a good punch in the face there, but it doesn't look like that in real life. It just looks like that on camera. I promise you I have not got punched in the face. It looks nice in real life. But yeah, that is the cheeks done. So you do like that high contrast makeup look. It looks really put together and natural on you. Obviously not natural because makeup, you can tell when someone's wearing makeup, but you want it to match your chroma and everything. So I'm gonna grab my lip product, even though I have one on, but I am gonna put like, I don't know what color I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna give you a couple of different options for winters, but because I do have like a lip stain on, and that one, when you put it on first, it does go really deep plum purple. So I will put on like some sort of pink, but I'll come back and show you a couple of options. Okay, so I'm going to set my makeup in place using my wee Cherie setting spray. Just going to shake it up and just give it a few wee sprays just to set everything in place. So and this stuff smells amazing, and it just really makes your makeup melt together and sit really nicely on your skin. Okay, so while I'm letting that dry in, I'm going to talk through on the lip options I have. So I've got like 4 different options now for winters, for an everyday. Like if you want a nude, I would always go for like a pink tone nude that has a bit of brightness to it. Anything that's too muted will wash you out. So, or anything that's too warm, especially warm and muted, will wash you out. So your best bet is to go for cool tone, like pinky nudes, maybe even mauvey nudes, but to have brightness to it. And you can suit the pale nudes, but sometimes your better options are like the brighter, bolder lips. Even for every day, we can pull them off for winters. But if you do want something more natural, like a nice paler nude, and you find it does wash out a little bit, I would go over it with like a plumping gloss, like a coloured gloss that's like a red tone, a cherry tone, a pink tone, and it's going to give you a bit of that brightness, but also still be nude. So you'll have like the nude lip combo on, but the gloss is going to give you a sheer bit of brightness. It's going to make it look less washed out. Sorry, my child's crying. His dad's downstairs with him, so don't worry. But yeah, that's a good tip if you want to wear that pale nude, but you just want a little bit of a kick to it. That's going to make it more like compatible with your winter colouring. Now, obviously you wear whatever you want, whatever makeup colours you want, but I'm just giving recommendations for us winters. This is actually the lip plumping gloss I'm wearing, which is pretty much all talked off, but leaves a stain behind. It is the Wonder Skin Wonder Kiss Plumping Lip Gloss. And what shade is it? I think it's like a plum shade, but it's really, really tiny for me to read. I'm half blind, but if you can see here, maybe you can. But I'll show you what it looks like on the actual. It's very, very dark. We put this on, it is very, very dark. It's like a plum colour. It's really pretty on, and it really does look well during the day too. So when it wears off, you're left with this beautiful stain. It's like a nice pink stain, like a pink berry colour. So even if you wanted to wear a gloss on its own, you can. Like something like this, it has a plumping gloss, it's deep, but then it leaves a stain behind. That'll be really, really pretty, I think. And I have done that during the day. But for like lip options, so for an everyday lip look that still has brightness to it, this one actually is, does it say the name on it? I'm not sure if it's still available. It's a Makeup Revolution lipstick in the shade Dusky. Now, it doesn't sound very winter appropriateless. I haven't used this one in ages, so I'm making sure it still smells okay. It does. But it has, like, look at that, it has that cool tone, bright pink colour. But if you can't find this, I recommend there's one by Maybelline, Superstay Matte Ink liquid lipstick in the shade Dreamer. I have that in my collection, but I think it's out of date now, so I am going to buy a new one of them. But this one's pretty much the same colour as this. of that. So that's a good option for like a daytime, or like if you're wearing really smoky eye and you just want something that's not too bright. Or for like a nighttime if you're really into pinks. Now, bright reds, so think cherry reds, true reds, blue base reds are going to be your best friend if you want a red. For pinks, light pinks, bright pinks, fuchsia pinks, anything that's cool tone. You can get away with coral. Coral will still look gorgeous on you. But pick pink based corals. And yes, for pinks, definitely fuchsia. And even for purple, you will look gorgeous in magenta's more pink, but purple, like royal purple, like bright lilac, anything that has that brightness to it is going to look gorgeous on you. You will see like a pinky purple lip. This one I love. It is Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Romantic. I've worn this so many times. It's very bright. It's like, it has depth to it, but it's also bright, and I absolutely love it, and it's perfect for a winter. And then for like a bullet lipstick that has like, it's a pinky purple colour, but it's also a bit reddish too. Do I have the right one? Let me see, because I've got two that look really similar. I think this one is my red. Hang on. Yeah, that one is my red, but I do have a pinky purple in that one. This is actually a really good option for a red. So this one's like, I think it's called Bond Girl. Yeah, it's a red one, because the packaging looks really similar between the pinky purple one, because it's more like reddish, where this one's like a true red. This one will be good for winter too, because it has that, it's like a true red, but it's also kind of like corally too, so it's kind of giving you a hint of coral, but it's more true red and pinkish. That'll be good for day and night. And this one's W7 matte lipstick. I'm rushing, so I'm talking really fast. This one is W7 matte lipstick. There you go. But for today's video, I'm going to be wearing my Revolution one. So I'm just going to apply it onto the lips. Now the colour of that gloss has mixed into it, so and then for lip liners, anything cool tone, so like a mauve, like a mauve for like a nice natural nude lip liner, or like a cool tone brown if you want like more brown base to give you a defined lip colour or lip shape. And then obviously the bright reds, the bright pinks, like lip liners that match that is going to be your best friend. But that's like the lipstick, and it really matches well with the makeup. It's very winter-esque. So mascara, like I said before, a black mascara. This one's really pigmented. This one is to be perfect intensify volumizing lengthening mascara in the shade black. I've had it for a few months since Christmas, and it is April now, so it's almost to the end of its life, but I'm still using it until it gets that 6 month point. Just apply your mascara like you normally do. I'm just doing one coat today because I'm in a rush. And as you can tell, that mascara is really black, which I love. Okay, so that's my full makeup done. I am gonna just get my hair sorted out, just brush it out, and I'll come back. so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and even if you're a winter, whatever season, if you want to do this look, you can copy it and rock it no matter what season you are. But if you're a winter, I hope you find this helpful for updating your makeup routine to complement your winter colouring. Stay gorgeous. God bless. Bye.